Action! What's up? Happy Friday, guys. I haven't recorded in this Friday makes 2 weeks because I pre-recorded last week's episode and I didn't need to because remember I was saying that my equipment might get rented out? Well, it didn't. So I had like a free week. Probably should have done another pre-recording and just got ahead of the game, but I didn't. So that's a missed opportunity, I guess. I have been so fucking busy. Just everything going on with this Costa Rica movie has been nuts. It's been really awesome. It's been great. It's been a lot of hard work. It's just been nonstop, just going, which is good. It's today's February 1st. Like, what the fuck? That came up quick. And yeah, so we've just been working like dogs. We had like this big document to type up for the guy that's helping us with the investors that we finally finished the other day. We're just waiting to hear back on if it's good enough to be presented. We had to make a presentation for investors. We revised the script last night, last 2 nights actually. Started auditions last weekend. Saw about 10 people so far. Since this weekend's the Super Bowl, we are not holding auditions. So the next 2 weekends we will be holding auditions. And yeah, things are just moving along. We're slowly trying to start piecing together some crew. We're working on figuring out when we're going for our location scout in March. Just gotta figure that out. But stuff is moving, and I can already feel it that September is gonna creep up really quick. Even though it's February, September is gonna be just. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and be like, "Fuck! It's September in 4 days, and we have to get to Costa Rica." I feel like that's how it's gonna go, and it might. It just might. But yeah, it's been fun and exciting. So, in other news, I don't know if you guys no, I did not since I didn't record. I wound up getting another sinus infection, and then the doctor told me I have bronchitis. So I've been dealing with that for 2 weeks. She prescribed me a shitload of drugs. I spent too much money on medicine, basically. I was prescribed an inhaler, which really helped. And of course it ran out, and it has and of course there's 0 refills. So, am I coughing a lot still? Yeah. Did the inhaler help me a lot? Yes. And do I need it? Of course I do. But do I have it? Nope. So I don't know what to do. I have no idea. I have no idea what to do, because it would be really helpful to have it still, because there are times where I start to cough. Although my coughing is not as bad as it was when I originally had it. Hey, shout out to my Starbucks, because I ordered a grande vanilla latte, and I haven't had coffee in a couple months, but I decided, since I'm so tired, I only had like a couple hours of sleep, and today's gonna be a long day, that I was like, you know what, I'll get a vanilla latte before I go to the gym and have to do work. So I'll get a vanilla latte, and I ordered a grande. But as you can see, if you're watching, this is a venti, and it says grande vanilla coconut latte. But it's a venti, and hey, that's okay with me. I haven't had a sip of it yet, so if you're wondering why I'm so hyper, this is just me, folks. This is how I do. So yeah, shout out to I think her name's Rosa. She's a nice older lady that works there, and she's there every day. And I usually go in the mornings, and sometimes if I'm feeling for it, I'll go twice. And so today, she made me this bad boy. Yeah. Maybe because she messed up on my drink this morning. I don't know. But, or someone messed up. But anywho, I have a venti for some reason. And it's filled to the top. I didn't have to tip it far that back. Damn! In other good news, my script is done. The one I've been working on for the last 2 months. It's done. The first draft is done. It's actually been done for like a week, or like 4 or 5 days. It's been done, but I've been typing it up. So I've started draft 2 because draft 1 has been handwritten and typed in the typewriter. Draft 2 is being typed into the computer. So that draft should be done either tonight or tomorrow. It's probably going to be around like just under 80 pages, like in between 75 and 80 pages. It'll get revised. It was written. It was written so out of order. Yeah, I wrote the thing out of order because it's based on like life events and experiences that I've had. I basically wrote the scenes I wrote the scenes when the stories and events came to me. So I'm like, oh yeah, that would be good. I just put it in there. So some of the script is out of order. But as I'm typing up draft 2, I'm putting them in order. So in this draft, I kind of have to figure out how these scenes will kind of seamlessly go together, other than just them being thoughts and like moments in life that happen, because otherwise that's not a very great story. It's just a couple different stories, which is fine, but that's not how this one is gonna go. So as soon as I get it finished typed up, I'm gonna adjust it, and I gotta totally rip up the first scene because the reason the character has left home has completely changed as I've written the story over the course of the last month and a half. The story, the reason of him going has changed. So like I have to change the first couple like 10 page or like I don't know, like 5 pages to fit that, because it's a different reasoning. So hopefully, that will add a couple pages. And, I don't want the movie to be that long. I know I've discussed this already, but I think 80, if it's at 80 pages, I think that's plenty. An hour 20 is perfect. Yeah, so that's almost done. The second draft's almost done, I should say. Excuse me. And then another awesome thing that happened was, so last week I kind of worked from home at this job. The job that I have, I just worked at home because they're like, you're sick, don't come into work. And so I worked at home, and I took off from the gym because the doctor lady said, don't go to the gym. You shouldn't be there because of the germs, and the bronchitis is not very good, and blah, 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 blah. So I didn't go to the gym, and then I started going back to the gym on Monday, and I've just been crushing it. Last Sunday, I was just like, I was talking to Justin, and you know Justin, right? Yeah, of course. You've seen the podcast. You listen to the podcast. He's been on twice. I was just telling him that I'm so sick of saying that I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna lose the weight. I'm gonna get the muscles that I want, and I'm just so sick of saying words and not committing to doing it and actually following through. And I'm just now so on it to just get it done and get this workout, this body that I want. And so I've stopped buying snack type foods, even though I really haven't in the past. Like the worst snack food that I bought was veggie chips from Trader Joe's. So I stopped buying that. I'm cutting back on my carbs. So Justin is about to get on. He's in like the early phases of it for the role that he's playing. He's kind of like a psychopath kind of, like the character's thoughts follow very psychotic train of thoughts. So Justin's not method per se, but he likes to get into the zone of a character that he's playing, especially one like that's at this magnitude. So he'll stop drinking. He'll really get into his workout. He'll just anything to improve himself for the role is basically what he's doing. So come April, once rehearsals start and once like it's time to shit starting to go down, like with the movie, then he's gonna be in a zone where he's eating like a specific amount of meals a day, like he's hit a certain amount of calories a day, take certain supplements and blah blah blah. And I figured, he won't be drinking and he won't be eating like garbage food. He wants to pretty much clean bulk instead of dry or dirty bulk. And I'm basically just like, yeah, when you do that, I want to kind of use that as a motivator for myself too, because if I'm not trying to get massive like him, I just want to shred down. Although, muscle mass would be awesome, but it's not really my goal. I mean, like, I keep jokingly saying that I want to be like Henry Cavill, like the size of he was as Superman. Like that would be fucking sweet. So, I do have goals that are further down the line, but for now I just want to lose body fat and kind of shred up a little bit. So I'm using in April, we're both gonna get on a serious diet type thing. Right now I'm slowly easing into it. I'm phasing out dairy products, phasing out sugar and carbs. Back like in, what was it? I don't know, like 2011. No. Like 2014 or something. 13 or 14. I don't remember. I broke my collarbone and I was really overweight. I was pushing like 265, 270, something like that. I knew when I broke my collarbone, I knew I wasn't going to be able to work out because I was like, at the time, I wasn't like, I carried my weight well, and it was just like, I don't know. I look back at pictures and it was like, whoa! But I was doing CrossFit and stuff. I had just gotten into CrossFit, and I broke my collarbone. I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm not going to be able to work out. So I cut out sugar, carbs, and dairy, and I wound up losing 60 pounds in like 4 or 5 months. And I was just eating fruits, vegetables, and protein. and that, like, nothing that I've done up till that point had helped. I also watched the documentary on food that scared the shit out of me, so that also helped. And I lost the weight, and I felt so great, and I wasn't eating garbage. I was eating very clean. I've never felt that like that, and I would like to feel that way again. So come April, I'm going to be doing that again. I'm going to be getting rid of sugar, carbs, dairy, just eating protein, plant, fruits and veggies. And since my birthday's in April, I'll have like a cheat weekend or something. But I do love my dark chocolate, so I probably won't be giving that up. Definitely going to be giving up the Starbucks. There's a lot of sugars in that, so got to get rid of the sugars. Yeah, man. Super Bowl is this weekend, right? That's an interesting transition. Got to give up my sugars. Super Bowl's this weekend. But yeah, the Super Bowl's this weekend. Um, I'm not a sports guy, first of all. I think I've become more tolerant of sports as time has gone on, especially living here in LA. Justin is a massive, massive football guy. He's a big fan of the 49ers, and he likes just watching football. And since living with him, I've gone with him to watch some football. And in the office I work in, they're huge soccer fans and all around sports fans. So they'll always have some sort of sports playing it on the TV. So I think because of the environments that I'm in, that I've become more, what's the word? I still don't really care for sports except for tennis. I love tennis. I tried to watch the Australian Open, but we don't have any cable or the ESPN app, so I wasn't able to just watch the scores on the fucking score thing. So I think I've become more open to watching sports. Sometimes I enjoy it. The Super Bowl is always something that like you just watch because that's just what I guess you do. As Crystalia would say, I guess I'm a CUDA. For those of you who have never listened to Crystalia, a CUDA is someone that is attracted. It's because it's barracuda, and barracudas are attracted to shiny objects, so they'll attack those shiny objects. And a CUDA is someone who just does something because everyone else is doing it. It's sort of. That's sort of what it means. It's basically like you'll just do it because the masses are doing it, kind of. And everyone has a little bit of that in them. But, I don't know. I live here. The Rams are playing. So, I guess, is it the Rams? It's the Patriots and Rams, right? Fuck. See? I don't even fucking know. But, yeah, it's the Chargers? Chargers? Rams? Chargers? Shit. Now I look like an idiot. But see, I don't like sports. I don't know this. I don't even know. The only reason I'm watching is because obviously A, it's the Super Bowl, and B, whatever team it fucking is, it's LA, and I live here now, so I guess I kind of like, I should. It's Chargers, right? LA Chargers, right? Yeah? Can I get a fact checked on that, please? But anyway, we'll see. It'll be fun. I like going. The only reason I like going to the Super Bowl is because, especially a party, is all the free food. I love food, and it's like my excuse to eat like shit. I ate like shit today, kinda. I had at work we went and got burritos, and I probably shouldn't have gotten. I brought food. I always bring food because they go out to lunch every day, and I just don't. One, it's just a waste of money, and when you go out to eat, you're more susceptible to eating garbage food. And of course, I got a burrito with potato and cheese in it. I shouldn't have done it, but I did it. I'll just have to work out harder at the gym. That's fine. But yeah, garbage food is the best. Oh. I've been like having like, this movie that I'm writing it's not been driving, I don't want to say driving me crazy because it's not, and I really love this story and like what it's become and what it's turned into. But the one thing about it that has been kind of giving me like a maddening thought is that because it's based on real people, like one of the characters is based on like two different people, and I've just combined them. It's causing me to think about these people a lot, and I haven't talked to them in a long time, and it's just like having me think about them. Like, not only do I have to think about like situations that we've been in before, and how do I turn those into in the stories and scenes. It's like also bringing up a lot of memories and causing me to Facebook stalk or like Instagram stalk them. So it's like it's like borderline unhealthy, but it's also like driving up these thoughts of like should I reach out to these people? You know, is that smart? You know, if I do reach out, what will we even talk about? Is there still a relationship there? You know, could we rekindle our friendships? Is it possible? Are we on the same page? You know, do we even have things that are still in common? So it's like, these are the things I'm up at night thinking about. Like, oh man, and there are so many times, like, I could not even be thinking about them for months, right? And there's a couple different people. It's not just one person. But, you know, sometimes I'll be like texting, or I'll be like on YouTube or Instagram or something, and I'll see something. And I'll like, oh, you know who would really like this is, oh wait, no, we don't talk anymore. So it's like, that sometimes that shit bothers me. It's like, I wish I could just send one of them, like a message and be like, dude, you remember this guy? Remember from high school or from like middle school? This dude, you know. So that part's kind of shitty, and it has it gets me thinking about relationships, and like any kind of relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, you know, best friend, anything, you know, mentor, whatever. It gets me thinking, like, can once they, like, whether they end mutually, they end abruptly, one party is more open to it ending than the other, how easy is it to rekindle those relationships? Are they worth it to get back into? You know, is there anything like, yeah, I guess, like, my thought is it worth it? Is it worth trying to reopen a wound to, you know, like if I were to reach out to any of these people, would it be a good thing? Like, and I guess some might say, like, you'll never know unless you try it, right? But, like, I don't know. Am I better off without them? Am I not? You know, like, because I do find myself thinking about them. I have the same thing going on with a family member where, like, the situation was not good, and then it was okay with me. Like, we were really good, and I was living with them for a bit while I was working. I was working in a different state, and then something happened, and now we're not talking, and it's just like, oh fuck, I wish I could talk to them, because, like, I love them. And it's like the same thing with the friends. It's like, you know, and even for these things, it's like, these, no matter what they did, what any of these people I'm talking about have done to me or done to others, it's like, I forgive them for it. Like, and I truly have. Like, it's happened. It happened so long ago that it's like, why keep holding on to those things? Like, why keep holding on to past emotions like that when you think about it just cause disdain and anger? Like, what's the point of that? Why hold a grudge? Like, it happened so long ago that there's just no reason, like, and every time you think about that, you're being like, oh, that motherfucker, you know, like, why do that to get you angry? Like, there's no need for that. There's no need for you to hold on to negativity. So I have 100% fully, completely forgiven these people, whether they did good or bad to me. It doesn't matter. I forgive you, you know, and but it still begs the fact, like, even though I've forgiven them, and the past is the past, and whatever is now, is like, is it smart of me to reach out to see if there's anything there? Like, was it a friendship that was supposed to end? You know, like, my mom tells me all the time that sometimes people come into our lives for certain reasons. Sometimes they come into our life for an hour. they come into our lives for 10 years, or, sometimes they're there forever. And everyone comes into your life to teach you a lesson. And whether you pick up on that lesson is up to you. And, and sometimes people come into your life for you to teach them lessons, because they might not understand something, and the universe has put you guys in. I thought I heard the door knocking. The universe has put you guys together so that you can share lessons for each other, and that's any relationship. I mean, like, it could be a person down, like, you bump into on the street. You're like, oh, I'm so sorry, and then you're like, oh, you start talking to him, like, and that's like a couple minutes. Like, you just don't know, and like, it's hard to, like, I firmly believe that. I believe that, like, people, and sometimes people are coming to your life for a set amounts of time for things like that. But sometimes it's hard to, like, really grasp that. It's hard to grasp a lot of things. The problem with humans is we get so in our heads, and we just love to overanalyze everything, and just think about things too much. It's just what we do. And it's hard to just come to grips with, like, yeah, they were only supposed to be in my life for X amount of years, and will they come back into my life? Hard to say. Will they stay out of my life? Hard to say. I've had plenty of friendships where I've known people, haven't talked to them, and then we've become friends again. Like, I had one friend that I knew since kindergarten, and we'd gone to school with each other all the way through, like, elementary school, middle school, but we weren't, like, that close anymore, and then in high school we became really good friends again. We'd hang out a lot, and then in college we had one class together, and then for the next 4 years I didn't see him, and then one day on campus I saw him, and that was it. And then, like, another couple years later, or like a year or so later, like, we're now really good friends. I talk to him at least once a month. Same thing with another guy. He after high school, it just disappeared. In the last couple of years, we've reconnected, and so you just never know when people are gonna pop in and out of your life for whatever reason. They, like I said, they could be there to help you, and you could be there to help them. It's just, you just never know, and you might not know until afterwards, until the friendship is over. I mean, the relationship is over, or until something really just smacks you in the face. You're like, oh shit, that's what this is for. So I don't know. This is just what I've been thinking about this a lot lately. Is like the people that this film centers around, like, that the ideas come from. Like, is it, like, I don't know. Is it a bad idea that I'm writing this film, that it's, like, bringing up a bunch of memories that I, like, that I haven't thought about, or emotions that I haven't really cared to have about them? But I don't know. I mean, I think about it a lot, and I don't know. I think it's been kind of cathartic to write it out and kind of just, like, see if I can just dump it out and get rid of them. But like I said, I've forgiven all of these people, and it doesn't matter anymore. There's no point in holding grudges. There's no point in being angry at people, things that people did to you in the past, unless they, like, murdered your mom, like, then sure. But what are you gonna do? Sit in your room and just be fuming all day? No, like, you have better things to do. So I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, I'm not sure what to do about it. I think about it. I think about reaching out to them, and to a couple different people, and it's just like, what's gonna happen? And is it? It's a scary thought to think, like, you could get rejected by them, or that it's just. Also, the other scary thing is, like, like, you're not gonna be able to jump back in. Like, it doesn't. It's not like a book. You don't get to just pick up where you left off. You can't just, you can't like, oh, yesterday I was on page 55, and then today, and then 3 days later you pick up the book and you're still on page 55 because that's where you left off. Like, no, there have been years or like, who, like, even if there could be decades in between when you end a relationship, things are different. People change. Like, as much as you say people say that people don't change, like, people change. Their behavior changes. Their beliefs change. Like, it's when you're not like growing or changing with a person, it can be difficult because they could have completely different belief systems than you because of like people they're influenced by. So, it's going to be like starting over again almost. I mean, there'll be that like comfortability of like, you remember all these things from the past, and it's like, yeah, but like, okay, what are you up to now? And you're like, okay, we're not on the same page anymore. We're not even in the same book anymore. And so that's something that's scary is like you don't know. You don't know anymore. Like, they could be off doing something completely different. And to me, that's I think that's the scariest part is if I did, like, what, it's not gonna, like, I know it's not gonna be the same. Like, it's gonna take some time. Yeah. So I don't know. That's just something I'm gonna have to deal with for a while, and whether I do, whether the initiation is myself or the initiation is the universe forcing us to come together, then so be it. But I kind of look at it as if we're meant to be friends again, we're meant to be, we're meant to have a certain relationship, even with my family, the family member that I'm having troubles with too. Like, even if we're supposed to be back to way things were, then they'll happen. Like, we can't force things, especially relationships. When's the last time someone forced some girl to date them and it really worked out? So you can't force things, especially relationships, and you can't force people to feel and do certain things. So if it works out, it works out, and if it doesn't, it doesn't, and that's okay. Like, it's just, I think I have to find a place in my mind where that, it's okay that we no longer speak, that, things aren't the same. I mean, it could happen again. I'm like, there's a relationship that I have right now that's like on the fence. It's like a teeter totter kind of like, we semi talk, we don't, and it's like, okay, well, you've gone off and got other friends that don't really vibe with me, and it's like, I don't really want to be a part of that crew, and and you don't really want to be a part of mine. So it's like, okay, what the fuck are we doing? Huh? The fuck we doing? So life's fucking interesting. People are fucking weird. Relationships are hard to have, and it takes a lot of effort. Life's effort. So that's moral of the story. Life takes effort. You can't just coast through it, I guess. I don't know. See, I guess this is why people do drugs and drink, is that because it's so much easier to like suppress your feelings than actually face them. But don't do that. It's so much easier to face your emotions. I think it really is. As soon as you can recognize the things that are wrong and going wrong, you can fix them. You shouldn't just hide. The sooner you tackle all those things, the easier it becomes. I don't know what else to say about that. But that's just been something that's been on my mind lately, and kind of wanted to talk about it. Yeah, so I'm really excited. Switching subjects, I'm really excited that I'm in the second draft of my script. Once I get it typed up, I'm gonna have the guys in my production team read it and give me their notes. But I do have other projects I want to start and other ones I want to finish. I want to write. I have this pretty awesome idea of an animation that I want to do. It could also be a really great novel. So I think I'm going to write it as a novel and then turn it into a screenplay, or vice versa. I don't know, but I definitely want to. I think I'll probably do it as a novel first, and then kind of turn it into a screenplay. And then I kind of want to get back into drawing comics, drawing graphic novels or manga or whatever. And I have this really awesome idea that I started. What is it? 7 years ago, and I never did anything with it. It's if anyone knows anime or manga, Japanese comic books and animation, it's like along the line. It's like if you mashed. It really is. It's like if you mashed Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, and One Piece together, and that's what you got. That's like if you mashed all three of those worlds together. That's what this is. So it's very epic. It's very adventurous. It's an epic action adventure is what I would describe it as. And oh shit, I need my inhaler. Gosh, can you guys hear my wheezing? Sorry, but I put off drawing it because I just hadn't been drawing. And to be honest, my figure drawing skills are not the greatest. So like drawing people in action is not a strong suit of mine. I can draw faces. I can draw people. I can draw well and paint well. It's just like I never took enough figure drawing classes. So my figures and the dynamic poses that I draw my people in are not so great. So that's why I like doing that online figure drawing class, which I haven't done in like a couple weeks because I've just been so wrapped up in this. I literally I have TV, like relaxing TV watching. I maybe have like in the last 2.5 weeks, maybe like 4 hours worth of TV, which is, if you know me, that's odd. So once things kind of simmer back down, like this, it's just been really hectic with getting this this executive summary going for the investment stuff. So once things are calm back down a little bit and we get back into more on the creative side of things, I'll be able to get back into to drawing figures and stuff like that. But anyhow, we'll see how things go, and I definitely want to get that comic going. I definitely want to get back into drawing. People have brought up the ideas of me doing storyboards, or possibly even what's it called? Why am I blanking? Conceptual designs for films and stuff like that. So I might get into that. Justin and I have a mutual friend that is designing a video game, so I might do some conceptual designs for him possibly. So that would be awesome. I would not mind getting back into art more and doing things professionally, like on a professional scale, and getting paid to do it would be amazing. But yeah. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up. It's I really like having these Friday ones be short, so let's keep it short. I appreciate you listening. I had fun today. I really I really got that off my chest that I've been thinking about. Even though there was no one here to converse with me about it, I still wanted to. I felt like I needed to get it out, and I'm glad that you were here to help me do that. So thank you very much. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. You can find it on Spotify, Twitch. You can find it on Spotify, Stitcher, Anchor, anywhere you listen to podcasts. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can watch the podcast. Share it with your friends and family. If you liked it, leave a comment. I want to know what you think. If you guys want to chit chat, talk about stuff, send me messages. I'll be happy to respond. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Did I say ball? Enjoy the Super Bowl. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to the gym and get my muscles on. I'm gonna become like Superman, dudes. You'll see. You'll fucking see. Oh, I was gonna say the reason another reason I'm getting super into working out is because the director wants me to be in the movie. I'm gonna be playing a New Zealand guy, playing a guy from New Zealand who plays rugby. So he wants me to be a little bit more buff. So that's also another thing that's like another goal that I have to get to. And if I want to be in the movie, then I have to get a little bit more buff and slim down. So that's cool. And I also have to practice my New Zealand accent, which is good. I have a very solid Australian accent, which you guys know that I do. I think I do a pretty good Australian guy. Just have to practice my Kiwi accent. So yeah. So yeah, that's something new and exciting. But anyhow, have a great night, guys. Have a great weekend. I love you all. Thank you so much for joining me in another episode of Written and Directed By. I will see you next Friday. Cut.